he was dropped off at a rodeo with a woman I don't know. That's not really kidnapping.
Neem and I, over the past couple of weeks, have been talking about this really messy divorce between Kroy Biermann and Kim Zolciak-Biermann, and it seems like it's just getting worse. So the estranged couple made 5 calls to police, one of which included an allegation of kidnapping. Now, this all happened on June 16th. The first call came in at about 6:30 p.m., but it was disconnected. The second interaction was classified as a POS domestic by the officer on the other line, seemingly, obviously, referring to a domestic dispute. The third try, Kim was identified as the caller. There was a brief exchange, and Kroy Biermann was filing a kidnapping charges for his son to go to the rodeo after she dropped off their son with a woman named Elise. This is very confusing. So no further details on the alleged kidnapping were noted in the file, nor was there any record of whether he filed paperwork on the incident. Then she later called back and said that her husband stole her bag. This is just getting very confusing and lots going on here. So what do you think is actually going on between the two of them? And how does a phone conversation like this be made public? Does somebody leak this?
So this is a very typical evidence of a very acrimonious splits. Where they've taken it to the level which shouldn't be, which is involving public services like the police. It's a terrible waste of time, but this is what people do in these situations in order to drum up evidence to help their family law matters. And unfortunately, it's just a grand waste of time. And who really suffers are the kids, right? The kids are involved. You're saying this, you're saying that, and you're putting them in the middle. It's terrible. But yeah, the chance. What probably happened is that this leak was called. This call was leaked rather. To the media because it's crazy. It's just a crazy story. It's just crazy. The kidnapping and the bag. Like, why are we wasting time with things like this? There's more important things, even in the family law matter.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, people leak these conversations or make these conversations public because of evidence. But in this case, depending on which side leaked it, who looks better, who looks worse in this situation?
To be honest, I think they both look really petty.
Yeah.
The intent was probably to help one side or another, but it's such a petty thing. The public, you and I just shaking our heads going, this is crazy. I don't think anyone is coming out the winner like this. No one is taking the high road. Mm-hmm. One person is doing one thing, then they're elevating up to another thing and involving the police. I think they both look terrible, and they should really stop.
Right. Do you feel like police probably did a welfare check if a kidnapping call was made?
If they really believed it was a real kidnapping, but when you're identifying where the kid is being sent, mm-hmm. with the person's name, they probably deduce like this is really not a kidnapping thing. It's just a custody dispute. It's really when you call in and go, I don't know where my kid is. Right. I haven't heard from them. This is the last place I saw them. Mm-hmm. That's really what it is. But chances are, if on the information that we've read through the releases, is really he was dropped off at a rodeo with a woman I don't know. That's not really kidnapping.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen in this case?
I think the family law judge is going to kick this can down the road and make them do a mediation at one point that will go nowhere. And they'll probably resolve custody first, the alimony next, and division of property at the end. And it's not going to be pretty. And that's why I don't do family law.
For more news content and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.